Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the 5.6 beta, and this time we're going to be taking our very first look at Deadpool, or in this case, Lady Deadpool, a character that many of us thought was actually going to be a standalone character or even a uniform for Gwenpool, but it actually ended up being a uniform for our guy, Wade Wilson. So, boys and girls, Wanda Wilson, a character that I'm very happy finally made it to the game because it gave me that final piece of the puzzle that I've been waiting on for a good little while to help me complete the Holy Trinity of Marvel Future Fight. Now, the Holy Trinity may be something different for you guys. It may be the three most powerful characters in your roster, but for me, it is this team right here, a team comprised of three different Wandas. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be, because it's me. I'm crazy. Boys, this team right here makes me so happy. We got Weapon X, codename Wanda Maximoff. Then we got my baby, Scarlet Witch, codename Wanda Maximoff. And right here, we got Deadpool, aka Wanda Wilson. This team right here makes me very, very happy. Three characters that I absolutely love in this game. Three characters that share what a wonderful name. Anyways, boys, let's get back to the topic at hand, man. Lady Deadpool, y'all been requesting to see this uniform in action and hear my thoughts on this thing overall. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I'm very happy that Wanda Wilson is in the game. I'm happy regardless of the fact that it came as a uniform. I personally wanted to come as a character, or her to come as a character, just because I wanted to see if Netmarble had the creative juices to really make a version of Deadpool that didn't rely on defense down, that was still godly. That's what I wanted. I wanted to make the Marvel Future Fight team work harder, right? So I personally, even though many of you guys were telling me from the jump that it was going to be a uniform, I got the feel, I got the vibe that it was going to be a uniform, because we've seen Captain America, he has a female uniform. Loki has a female uniform, right? So from the get-go, I knew there was like a high probability that they were going to make it a uniform, but I just wanted to see if Deadpool, right, could really be a god-tier character, a character that people recommend for absolutely everything, right, without having defense down. Ultimately, it seems that day may never come, but fingers crossed, maybe we'll get another Deadpool uniform in the future that does something crazy for a guy. And the thing is, I was really hoping that we could see, like, a possible tier 3 change for Deadpool. And I was like, they're probably not going to do that with a uniform, but if Lady Deadpool comes a different character somewhere down the road, right, we could get a Lady Deadpool tier 3. And the thing is, boys and girls, right, we have a lot of Deadpool fans, right? Deadpool fans are not just guys. There are girls who like Deadpool as well. And it's nice that they have some representation in Lady Deadpool. Okay, so shout out to the ladies out there who are very happy that they have a version of Deadpool that closely resembles them. So shout out to you guys. Now, let's get back to it. I love Deadpool. I love all things Deadpool. I've been rambling for a few minutes now about just how much I love Deadpool. The fact is, though, this uniform coming out around Black Friday, I'm going to give it to you 100%. This uniform makes Deadpool better, offensively and defensively. However, I don't think this should be a priority for you right now. Deadpool got a uniform earlier this year, the X-Force uniform. It is very good. The Lady Deadpool uniform is an upgrade, definitely. Offensively, defensively. I'm going to show that to you guys. However, if you had this thing, you got it to Mythic, I would say focus on the Black Friday list that you put together of uniforms that you absolutely needed to get. If you get all those uniforms and you pick up the new uniform for Cable and Apocalypse, right? And you have crystals left over, pick up the Lady Deadpool uniform. You're going to notice it's an upgrade for damage and survivability. I can guarantee you that. However, if you have to sacrifice some of the uniforms that you absolutely need to have to, like, perform better in the game to pick this thing up, I don't think it's worth it if you already had this. If you had nothing, right, going from this for this, it's definitely a noticeable upgrade. Trust me when I say that. From this to this, not as much, right? But it's still noticeable, especially when you take into consideration that now you can cancel Deadpool's third skill. The third skill for me and for many people is a very annoying skill on the base kit and on this uniform right here. I'm gonna take him into the preview menu so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's actually go over here. Why is it doing that? Anyways, let's jump into the preview menu. So many of us, for the most part, the boss that we ideally use Deadpool against is Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight, just because you can keep the defense down up for the majority of the fight. And also, why is this here? Oh, it's because that's actually really cool. Imagine let me actually get that out of here. It's because that's set as my main team. That is actually super funny. I've never seen that before. I didn't know the team that you actually had set up here is actually represented in in the skill preview menu. That's something, you learn something new every day. Anyways, the point is, right, in World Boss Ultimate, the main bosses that we use Deadpool against is Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight, because you can keep the defense down up for the majority of the fight. However, this skill right here, look at how long the animation is. It's a very good skill because of the defense down. However, if you get hit with paralysis, the snare, or the time freeze while you're trying to get this off, you get interrupted, you don't get the defense down. That throws off everything that Deadpool is trying to do, because Deadpool is basically a tactician, even though he doesn't really seem like it, right? He's basically like the character in this game is all about the setup and the execution. And the third skill is a very crucial skill to making sure that you get optimal DPS. So every time this skill gets canceled, whether it's by the blade twister, Corvus like stabbing you and paralyzing you, right, or the time freeze trap hitting you, anything that interrupts you to throw off this skill will really mess up just how much damage you do, right? However, with this uniform that Deadpool is getting right now, the Lady Deadpool uniform, you no longer have to worry about that, because this skill can be canceled immediately. You can literally just hit those things in the air and cancel into anything. You still get the defense down. It's a much faster, safer skill, and you're basically guaranteed to get the defense down. And because of that, I've actually noticed that it's much easier for me to keep the defense down up on the boss consistently. In addition to that, I've also noticed that with Lady Deadpool, it's actually a lot harder for people to cancel out of her forward skill. As you all know, with Deadpool, whether it's with the base kit or with the X-Force uniform, you guys, whenever you throw out this shuriken and Deadpool disappears, if the boss actually moves far enough away from you, sometimes you won't get this first part of the skill where he's basically teleporting around the enemy and just slashing them up, and you'll just notice that they go really far away and Deadpool just transitions all the way to right here at the end of the skill where he does the final slash. And Proxima is notorious for doing that, right? She'll move super far away from you when she jumps back and does that like triple step back, whatever thing, like, you know, she's trying to like run away from you basically. Because of that, Deadpool actually loses some damage on his forward skill. So yeah, the Lady Deadpool is actually really, really good, especially if you're coming from the base. Not to mention that uniform now has defense down on the forward skill, right? So the forward skill is definitely much stronger in this uniform. So I'm going to take him into some World Boss Ultimate here and show you guys a side-by-side comparison for a mythic uniform, a mythic X-Force uniform, and a Lady Deadpool uniform at normal. I have the means to upgrade it a couple times. I'll show you guys the uniform options in another video once I've upgraded it. But what I want to do here is just show you guys that even though some of you guys may think that, you know what, I already have this uniform for Deadpool at mythic, why would I downgrade him a little bit, right? Because it's going to take me a while to get him back up to mythic in this uniform, since we have Apocalypse coming in now, and then you're going to have to prioritize, obviously, getting Apocalypse to level 70 and tier 3, because honestly, it's a much smarter thing to do, right? Getting a uniform for Deadpool and focusing heavily on getting this thing to mythic, just to make him, I would say, 5 or 10% stronger offensively and defensively, just because you're going to be able to stay in your forward skill longer because it won't get canceled as much, and you also have some more guaranteed dodge here, is not necessarily the smartest thing to do when you can upgrade a character like Apocalypse and take him from a place where he's basically never being used to being actually a very, very good PvE character. I can't say much about PvP value for Apocalypse right now, but for PvE, he's gonna be really freaking good. So yeah, it's probably a better idea to focus on Apocalypse instead of like putting all of your feathers into getting another uniform for Deadpool at mythic when the update drops. Also, keep in mind, everything you see in here is subject to change when the update goes live on Tuesday. Okay, this is just the test build. We are on the APK. So let's actually jump into it and I'm going to show you guys how Deadpool does, and ultimately you can decide. What we're going to do here is go against Proxima, because this is where most people use Deadpool, right? And we're going to do 2 different runs. I'm going to show you guys 2 different things, right? So the first run, we're going to go in with Deadpool, and basically we're going to focus on only using the 2 skills that got changed, the 3 and the 4. Okay, and I want you guys to see the damage that this uniform does with the 3-4 combo, which is to stack the defense down and then hit with the 4th skill. And then we're gonna come back, do the exact same thing for 1 minute with the Lady Deadpool uniform and see which one does more damage. Now, the reason why we're using Wasp here is just to make sure that we don't get time frozen or nothing like that, because we want to make sure that we make the most out of all the time that we have here. And we got to stay close to Proxima, because in addition to being like time frozen, sneered, or stunned, or whatever, that can interrupt the 3rd skill. If she moves too far away, that can also interrupt the 3rd skill and cost you some defense down. All right, so we're only using the 2 skills that got changed. Some of you guys may say this is stupid, but if 2 skills get changed and we don't compare the exact same 2 skills, and what's the point of we're not comparing the rest of the uniform, because the rest of the uniform is basically the same. We're just gonna, oh gosh, we got time frozen. Like, what's the point? What's the point of you being on the team, Wasp? Wasp, do your job. Anyways, let's actually keep her in the corner here if possible. Okay. Nice. Gonna wait until 3 seconds left. And then, okay, so after this, we're gonna stop it. So 12 bars. 12.5 bars left in 1 minute. Let's put on the Lady Deadpool uniform. Keep in mind, this is a mythic uniform, right, compared to a normal uniform. So under normal circumstances, this shouldn't be keeping up. But we are looking for an upgrade here, especially since the 4th skill has defense down, and we should be able to land the 3rd skill, defense down, a lot easier in this uniform. All right, let's do this thing. Immediate cancel. That flex though. No flex. Zone. They know better. This girl tried to teleport out of it. Nope. Not today. Not today. Not today. And the radius on the defense down is much better. Much better. No flex. Zone. Nice. So it's looking like the new uniform, right, even at normal, is putting out the same amount of damage using the same 2 skills as the one at Mythic. So basically, for those of you guys who are thinking, I don't want to have to upgrade Deadpool's uniform back to Mythic, it looks like literally picking it up, you're going to start off with the same amount of damage that you had previously, which means once you get it to Mythic, right, you're going to get way more damage. Now, what we're going to do here is use all of the skills and just try to stack as much defense down as possible in 1 minute, and then see which one comes out on top when we're using the entire kit all together. All right, let's work on my drive game. Let's go, baby. Let's do this. Let's see how much damage we can pump out in 1 minute. Now, it looks like with the new 4th skill, defense down is at the end. So, you know how people normally tell you to do 4 cancel 5 with Deadpool? You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Okay, let's stack that defense down. Keep stacking, keep stacking. Come here. No flex. Zone. They know better. They know better. We're going to keep going. If we die, we die. If we die, we die. 4. If we die, we die. Let's go. No flex. Zone. Come here. Let's cancel out of that. It would have been really cool if they had given Deadpool like a new animation for the tier 3, even if it wasn't like more damage. Okay, we're gonna let that play out. And okay, so 1 minute and 4 seconds. Deadpool, Lady Deadpool, that is, got her down to 7 bars. Let's see what Deadpool in a mythic uniform can do. Odds are stacked against you, my G, but it is what it is. Let's go, baby. Wade, let's go. Still looks really weird seeing her like this. Not even gonna lie. Okay. Let's see if we can stay super close. We're not gonna cancel the 4 just because we don't have a damage proc on him, so it doesn't really matter. We're just ideally prioritizing defense down and sticking super close. Okay, let's go into the tier 3. And we got canceled. What a life. We got canceled on the 3 there, so we didn't get the defense down from it. But he's still putting out good damage. We might die. Might die. Please don't make it rain lightning. We want to keep it consistent here. Come here. Hello. 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 And hello. You see, that's the thing with Deadpool, man. That's the thing with Deadpool. So he won, but it's only like 5 seconds. That's the thing with Deadpool, man. It's lethal when you get the defense down up. I feel like I probably should have played Lady Deadpool a little bit better, because it kind of feels weird that Deadpool won even with less defense down in his kit, which again tells me that this is definitely not a uniform that you absolutely need to buy day one. And that's why I said, if you need to work on Apocalypse, work on Apocalypse. If you need to build up Apocalypse's uniform, do that. You're gonna get a lot more out of making that decision, out of picking up this uniform for Deadpool and focusing heavily on getting it to Mythic like day 1 or week 1 of the update. I think this is a uniform that has the potential to make Deadpool a little bit stronger and a little bit safer. So anyways, boys, we're gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, let me know what y'all want to see next. Till next time, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Stay safe. I love y'all. Peace out.